Should be coming. Welcome to Coach's Corner, everybody. A little bit of technical delay there. I'm your host, Coach Tripp, along with my buddy, Coach Mark Hobley here.
All right.
Spent 20-some years at PHS teaching and coaching. And we have a special guest, Coach Tyler Brooks. Ty, Coach, thanks for making the time to spend with us tonight.
Yeah, no problem, man. Coach Abs and Coach McDowell speak very highly of y'all.
Well, let's start from the beginning, man. I do with all my guests, and I think it's only appropriate. Talk about where you grew up, your mom and dad, siblings, high school, all that.
Yeah, so I grew up actually in Milton, Florida. You guys know it pretty well, about 20 minutes outside of here. When my parents ended up getting divorced when I was about 16, I ended up moving down to South Florida with my dad, New Smyrna Beach High School area. Primarily a basketball guy in high school. Football was really a secondary sport that I rarely played, surprisingly enough. I was always on the road on the weekends with my father. He's huge in the short track auto car racing world. He's huge in that world, like the Five Flag Speedways and all stuff like that. So I was really traveling the road with him. Ended up enlisting active duty in the Air Force after high school because I wasn't much of an athlete. Got stationed at Herbert Field, got lucky to be stationed on the beach, Fort Walton Beach. And then really just was looking for an opportunity to volunteer in the community. The Air Force right now is big on being able to give back to the communities that the bases are located in. So I reached out to one of the guys I knew I worked out with on base who was coaching at Fort Walton Beach. He's a retired mechanic. His name's Toby Merez. He was able to get me on at Fort Walton Beach High School my first year. I was 19 years old. I was the assistant freshman wide receiver coach. I was basically the yes guy. Every time somebody needs something, yes, coach, I'll fix that. Yes, coach, I'll handle this kid. I loved it, man. I loved every second of it. As soon as I got out there, I knew it was something really special. I didn't know it was what I was going to end up doing full time and probably for the rest of my life. But I knew I had a calling for it. Ended up working my way up to the running backs coach and receivers coach over there. And then we were okay. We weren't really successful there. We didn't really have the kids or the correct people in the coaches staff to get the thing rolling, which I wish we would have. But through a mutual friend, I actually got in contact with Coach Adams last year before the season. We sat down. I sat down with him and Kerry McDowell, and I was very blessed that they let me handle the wide receiver room, which both of y'all know is probably the most talented room in the state of Florida at the moment. So after there, it's been history, man. It's been history. Last year, we were able to get 10 games. Got knocked out in the second round of the playoffs, unfortunately, but we're on the revenge tour this year. We're coming for the state championship.
Yeah, I had an old coach one time tell me, just don't screw it up. You got good players, just don't screw it up.
You just got to keep playing, man. Stay healthy and keep playing.
Hey, thank you for your service, number one.
Yeah, no problem. It's been really fun, man. Balancing 2 deployments, coaching full time, and finishing my degree. It's been a whirlwind, but I wouldn't change it for the world.
How many years now have you been in the service?
I'll hit 7, and then I separate here in August, but I'll hit 7 right when I separate.
What do you want to do next, Coach?
I'm actually going to be up here at the school full time starting in August.
Oh, great.
Oh,
Congratulations. Good for you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
That's awesome. So you studied management and marketing at the University of Arizona. Talk about that experience.
I did. So when I got to Fort Walton Beach and I was volunteering, I asked what was needed to be a full-time coach on staff. And they said, really, you can coach, but to teach, if you want to teach, you're going to have a degree. And then so that's what started it. And then once I got the bug and the coaching bug, I'm fortunate. I know a bunch of guys coaching in college, a bunch of graduate assistants, a bunch of former military guys that are graduate assistants at the college level. And they all kept telling me, man, like, hey, if you don't have a degree, you're not going to come up here. So I took that as a kick in the butt, and I was like, hey, I better get started. So I kept working at it. On my first deployment, I was able to knock out 7 classes overseas just because when I wasn't working, I had nothing to do. I mean, obviously, in the middle of the desert with a Wi-Fi puck. So I started knocking out discussion posts and exams, and I actually graduated November of this past year. So I was able to do that, and luckily enough, just like they said, it worked out. As soon as the job opened up here, I had the degree ready, and I had Coach Adams' blessing, and I was able to get the job.
And that's a good example for the kids to learn, man. You know, you don't have to go always the traditional way. You know, your service is a noble thing for this country. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage to do that. I like to use Pat Tillman as an example of somebody with uncommon valor to do something like that. All right, so you're in your second year. Let's talk about some of your players. Kobe Howard, when we watch him, he's kind of like a man among boys out there.
Oh yeah,
He's really recovered from his injury. Talk a little bit about your wideouts.
Obviously, everyone knows Kobe Howard. I call him the superstar of the room. I think he's up to about 27 Division I offers, something crazy, man. What's funny, though, is people see what's on the field, but people do not see the work that kid puts in off the field. I mean, it's unreal. He'll train with his dad. He'll train with a personal trainer. He'll come up here and train with me. During the summer, we're trying to get about 100 catches on the jugs machine every single day, just trying to get his hands right. His biggest thing was he wanted to catch the ball more aggressively. So everybody knows about him. We got Javion Showers. Showers really had a big year last year with Kobe being out on the sideline. Everybody found out who he was. And we're going to have a few guys that are going to have to step up. Obviously, we lost Jabril Rawls to FSU. That was a big one. And then we had Joe Jeffcoat. But I really think the hidden guy of the group this year is going to be Jake Chambers at tight end. He's a huge baseball kid, huge body. He's got some of the strongest hands I've ever seen, not even catching a football, but he can just palm anything. And he's going to be big in the run game and big in the play action game, what we're going to try to incorporate this year.
Oh, good. I want to talk a little bit about that. You guys always spread the field and thrown it around, and then Matt switched and adapted, and that's what you have to do. You have to adapt or die. So you guys are doing it, and you really want to adapt your system around the talent of your guys. And if you got a great all-state tight end, why not use them? I always thought as a safety myself on defense, it was hard for the safeties and linebackers to pick up tight ends, in the mix, in the box. So it's always good to have another weapon.
Exactly.
Let's talk about 7-on-7. Are you guys getting into some more 7-on-7s this summer?
Yeah, we just got back. We played the South Alabama 7-on-7. We lost in the championship game. We did really well. I think we went 7-1 the entire tournament. Went undefeated in pool play. We ended up losing. We beat every team until we got to the championship game. I think it was Niceville. We lost, I think, by 2 points maybe, but still battled. Obviously, Kobe was there. We were missing Showers. He's on an unofficial visit to Army, which hurts my soul being an Air Force guy. But I'm gonna prove it no matter what I can. Really just trying to incorporate CJ out of the backfield big. I mean, when you have a guy like CJ Nettles who rushes for 25 touchdowns, you got to use him. And that's Coach Adams' biggest thing is we want to throw the ball. We want to get kids open in space, but we got to give that kid the ball. He's special.
He's huge. How big is he now? How much is he weighing?
He's huge, man. He'll bulking up. I don't know what his exact weight is, but when coaches see him, they let the height fool him sometimes. Yeah. But as soon as he walks in the room and they see how he runs, he doesn't run like he's a small guy.
Hobbs got a question for you, Coach.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on that runner-up in the tournament. We know you guys were 7-1. Who are some of the other teams that you saw throw it around a little bit that we might can expect, some good things? Obviously, Niceville's one of them. And could you talk a little bit about their quarterback? I think he's a local product. Nino, is he a transfer in from IGM?
Yeah, I think he actually started out here at PHS.
Yes, sir.
As a ninth grader, and then he's really talented. He went down there to IMG Academy, and then he's at Niceville. Niceville's always got some dudes. Everybody knows that. They reload really well, so we don't have no issue playing a tough game against them. Gulf Breeze was out there, I believe. We didn't see them at pool play or the playoffs, so I can't really attest to what they're doing now that they have a new coach. And as far really, it was a bunch of local Alabama teams that we saw. Really, I was actually surprised because last year we saw a lot of teams that we play there, but this year it was just the Gulf Breeze and the Niceville that we ended up seeing. I know we ended up playing Montgomery Catholic in the semifinal, and they were tough. They were a real tough team, but we were able to get that one.
Coach, I know you got a desire for learning. It's obvious. When I coached, I was always trying to learn different stuff from great coaches in the past. The history is right there on how to win. Who do you learn from, maybe just in the wide receiver position, but who do you respect?
There's so many guys. I went into a coaches clinic, a Glazier clinic, and I met Ron Dugans last offseason, the receiver coach at Florida State. He was with Miami, and everybody knows he was with the Bengals for a long time. And I went up to him. I'm like, hey, man, I'm not trying to get a job because, so many people just try to go up to him and get jobs at these things. But I was like, I'm not trying to get a job. I did not play no college football. I just want some help. I just want some help to grow. I want to make sure I got a room full of 3 guys that will play D1 football. I just want to be better. And so I've really connected with him in the off season. He gave me his personal cell phone number. He sent me some drill tapes. We've really gotten a really good friendship. So he's one of the guys. Coach Adams, he knows a lot about everything on offense. He's the most humble guy I know because he'll act like he hasn't done anything in the world, but he knows an offense better than probably anybody I've ever met.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does. It was a great. I coached 8 years with Coach Adams. What a great coach and a great person. What when you're studying film with your wideouts, do you look at the opposing defensive backs? Obviously, the coverage, you're looking for what kind of coverage they're in, but do you go into little things like how they turn their hips, how they backpedal, how their alignment is inside and outside, or maybe vertically? Do you look at all those things when you're watching film with the wideouts?
Yeah, for sure. So I'll actually make them go watch film on the opposing team that we're about to play and look for tendencies, and then come back to me and see if we have the same measurables. That's what's huge about Kobe Howard is I can find 3 things on a kid, and he'll come back and he'll find 4 things, and I'll end up missing something. And people wonder how he creates so much separation and how he's always wide open. And yes, he's fast, but I honestly believe it's because he studies the DB as much as he studies the playbook. He's going to know what that guy's going to do on this play, on this coverage. Like you just said, he'll know how his hips are turned if he's in cover 1. If he's in man, he'll know how he's going to get lined up. And he truly sometimes knows what they're going to do before the ball's even snapped.
Coach, you're doing the right things, man. I never even thought of that one, but that's a great idea, man. That's a brilliant idea to do that. That way, 2 eyes are better than 1, and then you watch it together, and
exactly.
you pick out even more things. Do you have blocking? What kind of drills do you have? One-on-one drills where you keep score? When I was at Catholic, we used to a catch was 1 point for the offense, a touchdown was 2 points. DB incompletion was 1 point, and a pick was 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
And it got pretty heated. What do you guys do to compete in practice?
Oh, me and Coach Tariq Miller go after each other in practice when this past off season, because he was a stud Pensacola football player, and he's an even better DB coach, and especially Coach McDowell also. And so when we get after it at practice, it was always funny because I would get on Jabril's butt about getting a pancake block on offense, and then he'd have to go right over to defense and try not to get pancaked. So we go after each other in practice. And then I really encourage, especially last year when we started running the football a lot more and being really successful running the football, really I just wanted them to see how successful blocking can be. I'll find drill tapes of where maybe we took a play off from blocking, and it could have been, instead of a 40-yard run for CJ, it could have been a 60-yard touchdown run. And then I'll find some plays where, like last year when we played Gulf Breeze going down the sideline, Jabril took off full speed and was able to hit a defender right at the 40-yard line and give CJ about a 2-yard crease up the sideline for a huge run. So I'll find plays like that where if you actually just give the extra effort, sometimes it's going to pay off, not in your stat column, but for the teams.
Good point. The intangibles, that was important for me as a defensive secondary coach to teach properly the techniques to take on a block and how to avoid a block. Because a wide receiver block, like you said, will spring the long plays, and defensive backs, if they play it correctly, they can stop the long plays, which is critical in a high school game or any football game, really.
Exactly.
All right, let's talk about the tough schedule you guys got. Those boys better be ready. They better be a little confident, because it doesn't get easy from the start. At Navarre, Scambia, the 1st of September, and then you play Fairhope and the undefeated team from Georgia.
Yeah, we got some good ones on there. I'm really excited. Last year, I don't think anybody knew how good we were going to be, maybe including us, and then we found out. So we really wanted this year, I think Coach Adams wanted to battle test us early. So when we get to those big-time playoff games down the road, we've seen really good talent, really good competition, and we know how to react to it. Navarre's going to be a good one. That away game at Escambia, everybody's calling the game of the year. It's going to be a good one. I wish I was home, but, hey, you got to do what you got to do. And then Fairhope is always a good team. And I believe we got Prince Avenue from Georgia. And, heck, they're in the state championship in Georgia for their division almost every other year. I think their head coach, Vandegrift, he's sent a few guys to college. I know his son is one of the starting quarterbacks at Georgia right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, your quarterback, Ryan Huff, what a blessing it is to get him. That kid's already getting a ton of offers as well. Tall, big arm, great attitude. It's good to be a Catholic for the next 2 years because he's a real deal.
It's great to be a Catholic. I called Huff our Christmas present because Aiden Bird was leaving, and we were trying to look for the future, look around in the building for the future, and then Huff showed up, and it was a blessing in disguise. So he's a great kid, man. It's tough to replace a kid like Aiden Bird with the way he threw the ball, but same size really, and Huff can spin the ball a lot better than most kids I've seen. He can just spin it, and it was funny. His first day here in actual summer workouts, he was the first time where I saw where he threw it ahead of Kobe Howard, but it wasn't because he threw it wrong. It's just Kobe Howard wasn't ready for him, and he wasn't running fast enough. So it was a good wake-up moment for him, knowing that he had a quarterback just like Aiden Bird that was going to spin it to him.
Coach, I'm a Bama guy. Hobbs, who's your favorite? Now that I took him to Tuscaloosa, I'm trying to get him to be a Bama guy.
Yeah.
Florida State still
his heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. 24 SEC schedule. Texas and Oklahoma join the SEC to make that conference even stronger if that's possible. All 14 conference teams are going to either play Texas or Oklahoma in 2024, with the headliner being Bama hosting Georgia. It's welcome. There's going to be no more East-West divisions. In the 8-game conference schedule, you're going to have to play a Power 5 major or a major independent at least once. Progressive. We're
That's
getting,
awesome.
What do you think? I know you're an Air Force guy, right?
Yeah, I'm an Auburn guy though too. Don't get me mixed up. I'm an Auburn guy. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Coach.
I'm not gonna lie. I wanted Deion. I know everybody wasn't ready for the Deion experience at Auburn, but I was ready, man. I was ready. I'm good with Hugh Freeze too, though. I'm good with Hugh Freeze. Me and Coach McDowell both wanted the Deion experience. I don't think the SEC was ready for it though.
Hey man, Catholics got to get a lot of tradition now. You got big shoes to fill over there, Catholic.
Yeah.
One of those guys is the left fielder Brandon Lockridge, was promoted to by the Yankees to the AAA club, Scranton Wilkes. He's also played at Troy. He's batting .313, 3 triples, 7 doubles, 16 RBI, 17 stolen bases for the Yankees AA club. He's congratulations to Brandon. Texted him the other day, and he leaves Somerset with like some franchise leader in games played, 184 hits, 183 hits in 184 games. So he's pushing the play for the Yankees. Congratulations to him. And are you baseball fan?
Yeah, I'm a big basketball, baseball fan.
Right? All sports, here. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we are too. We're nuts. I don't know. I saw the ESPN 30 for 30 on Bill Walton.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow. They hit another home run, the ESPN did, with that 30 for 30.
I hope they have an ESPN 30 for 30 on Jeremy Reeves here in a few years after what he's doing.
I'm glad you mentioned one of my favorite players of all time, Jeremy Reeves.
Yeah.
I was just talking to Tommy Wilcox earlier about Jeremy. It's nice to have a player in the NFL that you can root for. We might even try to go see him this year. We need to go see him play. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining the show, Coach. Really appreciate it. We'll be seeing you real soon. Summer goes by quick, so we'll see you for football season.
Yeah, you should, guys. You got to come up for a game.
We will.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be there.
Awesome.
Go get him, Coach.
Go get him, Coach. Go Satyrs.
Appreciate
it. All right. It was good to have Coach, but I don't know. You saw the NBA Finals?
Of course.
Nikola Jokic broke a 63-year-old record 5 years ago in 2018 when he got a triple-double in less than 15 minutes.
Right.
That was probably a pretty good indicator that he's a triple-double machine right now because, they call him the Joker, but he should be called the Riddler because nobody's got an answer for his game.
Right.
He was just amazing. He was actually on that sports documentary. Let him know you were there about Jim Tucker breaking the triple-double, the fastest triple-double. Actually, I say that because it's a great sports documentary if you want to see it. Giving a little shout out because my brother was a Emmy Award-winning co-producer on it. Let him know you were there. It's called Big Tucker Triple-Double Story. Jokic is actually in that documentary. So that wraps up Local Sports Report for tonight. Thanks for joining me. Thanks, Hobbs, for coming by. And you want to stay tuned Saturday. One of my favorite teammates of all time, Tommy Wilcox, a two-time All-American at Alabama strong safety. You don't want to miss his amazing story. You will not regret it. So tell all your friends Saturday, 10 o'clock. Thanks for joining us. Have a great sports night, everybody. Talk to you soon.
There's a reason why Hill Kelly in Pensacola is the #1 selling Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealer between Jacksonville and New Orleans. While other dealers have taken advantage of a competitive market with higher prices, Hill Kelly has discounted prices to the lowest of the year. And Hill Kelly in Pensacola won't surprise you with excessive charges beyond the selling price. Come see why people from Milton, Pace, Foley, Bay Minette, Daphne, Gulf Shores, Mobile, and beyond are driving to Hill Kelly in Pensacola to buy their next new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram. At Hill Kelly, the bottom line price and your satisfaction are what really matter. So before you sign, check the bottom line and make the trip to Hill Kelly in Pensacola to see what true local ownership can do for you. At Hill Kelly Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Highway 29 in Car City, Pensacola. Or shop online 24/7 at hillkellydodge.com. When it comes to bottom line pricing, nobody beats a Hill Kelly deal. Nobody.
My name is Steve Reynolds. I'm the manager and owner of Cordova Lanes, and we help keep your mind out of the gutter. Cordova Lanes is part of the community of Pensacola. Being here for 43 years, we've entertained more people than any other bowling center in the city. We sell fun for a living. Cordova Lanes is located at 2111 Airport Boulevard in Pensacola, behind Cordova Mall. Come on out and see us at Cordova Lanes Bowling Center.
Are you riding around in a filthy vehicle? Dirty car no more. Visit Ronnie's Car Wash today to get it shining in no time. They have 3 convenient locations with another coming soon. The unlimited monthly wash packages start as low as $14.95 per month with free vacuums, multi-purpose spray, and towels. Visit them in Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, and soon Crestview. Don't wait, wash today. Be sure to see Ronnie's Car Wash on Facebook to see the latest specials and discounts. You'll be riding and shining in no time. Over 30 years, you have seen the orange Beck signs all over the Gulf Coast listing a property for sale or lease. Beck Partners is your trusted advisor in commercial real estate, property management, commercial and personal insurance. Senior Vice President David Valletto has been with Beck Partners since 1989. Take advantage of his wealth of knowledge by calling him today at 982-7352. 982-7352. Extensive experience in all aspects of leasing, sales, management, and site selection will make sure your expectations are exceeded.